it wasn't quick enough to stop 5-year-old fill-in reporter Brant Morrell from stopping Nate Newton.
Now, are you going to win the Super Bowl?
We're not looking at that right now.
So the Cowboys finished up their final minicamp practice. Next up, training camp in Oxnard, California, July 29th. When the Cowboys report for training camp on Saturday, all eyes will be on running back DeMarco Murray. Murray showed flashes of brilliance in 2011 before his season was cut short by an ankle injury.
DeMarco Murray.
Outstanding.
Going all the way.
Amazing.
91 yards.
Exciting.
What a cut by Murray.
It's unbelievable.
He's going to move ahead of Emmett Smith.
The rush for well into the 200s. That's hard to do in the NFL.
He has a 234.
We need to keep going. Can't be a one-time wonder.
If the Cowboys are going to have the kind of season Jerry Jones wants them to, DeMarco Murray needs to stay healthy.
You know, I got to tell you, a lot of people say you can't help but look at this guy and think about Emmitt Smith. What do you think?
Oh, I think it's a pretty right comparison, but DeMarco Murray may actually be more athletic. But he
better than Smith.
Well, not better, maybe more athletic. But we got to see if he has the durability to have those years that Emmett did.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and maybe some dancing on the stars. We'll take one thing at a time though first. All right, thanks a bunch.
No problem.
These boys and girls not only got a tour of Cowboy Stadium, but also got a behind-the-scenes look to find out that it's not just X's and O's on game day.
Homecoming is an event meant to be enjoyed by old Sooners and young Sooners alike. But preparation for today's event takes months of hard work. Thanks, guys. Today on Big Friday Sports, the baseball team heads to Austin to take on the Longhorns. Plus, the softball team starts Big 12 play with their ace on the mound. Big Friday Sports is next.
Ugh.
Wow. Masters tickets are the hardest tickets to come by in sports, but I don't know if I would go that far.
Taking one for the team, also,
That's a little much. Welcome back to Big Friday Sports. Oklahoma is home to one of the top men's gymnastics programs in the country. This year, the team captain is an athlete who took a leadership role a lot earlier than even his coach predicted. Whitney Ewing looks at what Dylan Akers' team saw in him. While veteran players continue to thrive, it was a couple of new faces that helped the Sooners. Penn State transfer Justin Brown provided Stoop's squad with an explosive special teams performance. Brown finished the night with over 100 return yards on 3 attempts, 2 of which led to OU touchdowns. The senior transfer also continues to develop a rapport with quarterback Landry Jones, connecting with the signal caller twice for an additional 55 yards. Coach Norvell spoke about what else Brown brings to this Sooners team. From the pros to the collegiate ranks, 8th-ranked Stanford faced a road test from the Washington Huskies last night. Keith Price finds Casson Williams out in the flats, and he's going to take it for the touchdown to give the Huskies a 17-13 lead. Stanford needs to score here to win the game and stay undefeated. Josh Nunez throws it up, but it's going to be picked off by Desmond Trufant as Washington gets the big upset, 17-13. To baseball, where the team is streaking in a good way. They won 11 straight coming into last night's game. Big 12 strikeout leader Jonathan Gray was on the mound for OU, and he doesn't need much run support when he's pitching, but Matt Oberste provides 3 runs with a tape measure homer over the left field fence. The ball landed at the maintenance shed at Tradition's apartment complex, an unreal display of power from Oberste. Gray was equally as impressive on the mound, striking out 12 over a complete game. He was perfect through 6 innings and gave up only 1 run on a double play. Another stellar performance from Gray. Craig Aiken put the cherry on top with a triple through the gap. Sooners win this one 12-1 and get their 12th win in a row. After the game, Coach was raving about his starting pitcher. Oswalt brings 12 years of Major League experience to the table, and the Rangers look to get as much from him as possible. The 11th-ranked baseball team will start a 3-game series versus Texas Tech tonight at 6:30, but they will do it with 1 less arm. The Big 12 leaders received some bad news about Dylan Overton on Thursday. The number 2 pitcher for OU will be out 2 to 4 weeks with elbow inflammation. Overton started the season as the Friday starter, but struggled and was moved to start on Saturdays. He was second in the Big 12 in strikeouts with 66 behind teammate Jonathan Gray. Head coach Sonny Galloway has not named a replacement.
Welcome to OU Nightly's Big Friday Sports, where we're 2 guys in purple ties, and we're going to throw some Sooner sports at you. I'm Zach Hedrick.
And I'm Brant Morrell. This is an important weekend for many teams around the OU athletic program.
That's right, Brent. The baseball team is set to play New Orleans in a couple of hours, where the team hopes to get back on the winning path.
Becca Slaughter joins us live from Eldale Mitchell Park with a pregame look at the Sooners. What a week for the Dallas Mavericks. After missing out on star point guard Deron Williams, Dallas has rebounded nicely by signing a handful of solid veterans to fill out the roster. O.J. Mayo is the latest addition for the reconstructed Mavs. Mayo comes here from the Grizzlies, where he averaged 15 points a game in his career. The former third overall pick in the 2008 draft is expected to be the Mavs' starting shooting guard. Mayo is joined in the backcourt with Darren Collison and Dante Jones, who came via trade from the Pacers. Dallas also strengthened their front court by adding Chris Kaman and Elton Brand. Missing out on D-Will was a disappointment, but the Mavs kept their strategy of maintaining financial flexibility with an eye on the future.
Whether you are a roughneck, a classic video game character, or even a host for Sooner Sports Pad, Homecoming is for everyone. Homecoming is an event meant to be enjoyed by old Sooners and young Sooners alike. But preparation for today's event takes months of hard work.
We started working on this probably the last week of September, and we have been going strong up until this morning at 9:30 a.m.
It's so amazing, and it just brings so much pride. You know, people are coming up to me and congratulating me and saying, you did a good job.
We probably put in about 50 hours a week for about 5 weeks.
50 hours a week is what you need to do to go the extra mile.
We actually have a fog machine hidden under the deck. We've actually got it on an infrared repeater that allows for us to have a remote up by the chairs that I have on a foot pedal. So I tap my foot and it sends smoke.
Intricate floats battle it out for top prize, and children battle for the candy they hand out. This can make for a sugar-filled afternoon if you're lucky. But for former students, it's all about coming back to their alma mater.
Coming back is always a fun time. I can always remember being here as a student, watching the parade, and now I bring my family here, my wife and my son, and it's always a fun time.
Seeing how things have changed and, you know, what things look like now that I haven't been here in, 8 years or so. So it's different. It's fun.
The parade is a prelude to the main event, an ending fit for a king and queen. The Sooners had a storybook ending of their own, blasting the Jayhawks 52-7, a perfect precursor for next week's top 10 matchup against Notre Dame. For OU Nightly, I'm Brant Morrell.
Come on, y'all. Come on, fire it up a little bit.
Enthusiastic students from across the country descended on Arlington, Texas for a unique look at Cowboy Stadium.
These boys and girls not only got a tour of Cowboy Stadium, but also got a behind-the-scenes look to find out that it's not just X's and O's on game day.
From the equipment manager in the locker room to the executive chef, the Boys and Girls Keystone Club got to see the unseen functions on game day.
So we'll get in these huge things of brisket.
You know, most people think about professional sports and they think about the game, the players who play them, the coaches who coach them, and the fans and the cheerleaders. But what they don't realize is how many people and how many professions it actually takes to put on a football game.
Gaining a clear focus of the jobs performed was nice. Relaxing and enjoying the crown jewel of stadiums up close was even better. Each student coming away with their own favorite part.
This stadium has made history, one of the biggest domes in the world. The TV just blew my mind. The biggest TV in the world.
The locker rooms, I didn't know how big they were and how everyone had their own space, and also being on the actual field and actually feeling how it is for the actual players.
The Cowboys hope this tour will leave a lasting impression on the students, opening their eyes to career opportunities. At the very least, they left with a few treats. From Cowboy Stadium, Brant Morrell.